All right. Okay, Henry.
Yeah.
So, as I'm putting all this information, the topics that we're going to talk about, pretty much all this information that today we're going to talk about, it comes from the website that we have.
Okay.
It comes from the experience that we have over a decade of experience in disputing, fixing, rebuilding, restoring credit for most of our clients. And it's honored, frankly, for me to share all this information to our clients. And today, frankly, we only have 1 hour to speak about this, right? On Facebook Live, on TikTok, we can stay a little bit longer. But I just wanted to say, Henry, thank you so much for supporting our business. And continually working and believing in the work that we're doing right now, and for sure we're changing people's life. We just on the way of, obviously we're gonna change our life as well, because that's how it works.
Yeah.
The other day I was talking to Carlos Chavez, the broker for the property mortgage, property management, and I said to him, hey, and he asked me questions, why most people just call you, ask you questions, and find out about what their situations is, and you always have an answer for them. Right, you always have an answer for them, right? And I said, well, Carlos, I've been in the business for over 20 years, and I've been in the mortgage industry, the real estate industry, and the credit repair industry for so long that I've had the opportunity to help a lot of people throughout the whole process. And I have become something what is called, and that I had shared with Jose as well, a magnet. Magnet means that I want people to understand that we have a lot of resources that we have to go through. And one of the things that we like to talk about today, Henry, is talk about credit basis and the law that you should know, right? So a lot of things are happening, and a lot of people ask questions. Why is my credit going the way it is going? Why my collections are hurting my credit? Why my student loans are hurting my credit? Why is the late payments hurting my credit so much? So all the things that we're going to share with you today, Henry, it's basically letting people know how we are helping most of our clients in the process we take to fix their credit. All this information, once again, is coming from our website, from our knowledge over 10 years of working on the credit industry. And I want to talk to you regarding about what makes a credit score, because a lot of people do not understand what makes a credit score. Okay, Henry? So welcome to Maximum FICO Score. Welcome to Facebook Live.
Yes.
I share that information with you.
Sí. Nada más, yo solo te quería comentar de que de igual manera, así como tú lo estás haciendo, he comenzado yo a crear mis live y también me he basado bastante en la página porque tiene bastante información que podemos presentar.
Okay.
Entonces, hagámoslo así, mitad, tú lo haces en inglés, yo lo hago en español.
Está bien,
no hay problema.
No hay problema.
Es la idea del aprendizaje ahorita,
claro,
de que comience yo también a evolucionar y a ir cambiando en ese tema del inglés. Y sobre todo lo que tú estás contando ahorita, toda esta información ya está en la página y es de experiencia de años y de muchos años. Entonces ahora lo que queremos es comenzarla a transmitir para que la gente se dé cuenta que dónde irla a buscar.
Correcto. Gracias, Henry. So what I want you guys to understand is that when you got to understand what makes you credit score, right? A lot of people do not understand what makes you credit score, because they have a lot of questions. Why my late payment that's affecting my credit? Why is a collection hurting so much of my credit? Why is a charge-off hurting my credit so much? A student loan and all forth, right? So what makes you credit score? It's the 35% of your payment history. If you have some challenges on your payment history, 35% of your credit score, it's gonna be low. Right, so you have to understand that 35% of my credit is based on payment history. So what does that tell you? That tells you that you got to do your best not to be late anymore, right? So do your best not to be late. If you're considering or something is happening with your credit that you know that you can't make that payment, we advise our clients, contact your creditors or your lender let them know your situation, and I'm more than positive they will find a solution for you, right? So let me finish this thought real quick. So your credit utilization is 30%. So a lot of people do not understand as well why is my credit so low, right? Basically 30% of your credit is based on the balance that you have on your credit cards. So your credit utilization is 30%. So what are we going to do? We're going to lower the balances on those credit cards. So that will help you to increase your credit score automatically. We do advise our clients to have 10%, but no more than 30% of their credit cards. So do their best to lower the balances. And number three, your length of history. A lot of people unfortunately close their accounts, and that's affect their credit. So please do not close any accounts, because this affect your credit. It's 15% of your credit, but it does affect you. Another one, 10%, it's your credit mix. A lot of people do not understand that you need to have installment payments, revolving payments, and store payments, or a car loan or a house mortgage on your credit, right? Obviously, you're fixing your credit because you want to buy a house. You're fixing your credit because you want to get a loan on a car loan. You fix your credit because you want to buy something for your family, something, right? So you want to make sure that you do help your credit by having different type of accounts on your credit report. That doesn't mean you're going to go in debt, right? It means that you're going to have a different type of credit on your credit report. And the last one, credit inquiries. A lot of people, when they are shopping for a car, especially, or they're trying to apply for credit cards, they go crazy on applying for credit cards. They go crazy when applying for car loans. Please don't do that. So what makes your credit? It's 35% in payment history, 30% it will be the credit utilizations, 15% your credit history, and also your credit mix 10%, and credit hard inquiries. So please don't do that.
Ahora, si tú me permites, yo
claro.
lo voy a intentar explicar en español.
Ok,
y es,
claro.
Hablábamos la primera parte, hablas de la primera parte, que es el peso más importante, es el historial de pago. En el historial de pago, prácticamente lo que tenemos que tener es no pagos atrasados para que no pegue tan fuerte sobre tu reporte de crédito. Y decías que una recomendación era hablar con estos acreedores para que te puedan ayudar si en algún momento has tenido
esos retos, ¿verdad? Por eso tienes que tener cuidado cuando tú tienes que, sabes que vas a estar tarde, por X razón, tú sabes de que tu trabajo no está ganando, una dificultad financiera. Por favor, comuníquese con las compañías inmediatamente para que ellos busquen una solución para aliviar tu situación.
No, y fíjate que yo lo he vivido en el tema de que la gente lo que necesita es que estés pagando, ¿verdad? Entonces puede llegar a un acuerdo en pagar en un momento quizás un poco atrasado, pero tú sigues manteniendo esa responsabilidad, ¿verdad? Después va la utilización del crédito, y ese prácticamente es de tu monto total del crédito, lo recomendado es el 30%, pero para mejorar tu situación y aumentar tu reporte de crédito o tu score, tu puntaje de crédito, podemos bajarlo hasta el 10% y ya va a haber un cambio significativo en tu reporte de crédito.
Y lo vas a ver porque sube casi inmediatamente.
Como estos dos puntos que acabamos de tocar son los que tienen más peso en el total de tu puntaje de crédito, siempre va a haber un cambio importante si comienzas a trabajar esto, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
La siguiente era el tamaño o la antigüedad de tu historial crediticio. Este prácticamente es que debes de mantener cuentas que tengan un tiempo largo de vida o que las hayas manejado por un tiempo largo para que tu puntaje se mejore. ¿Qué significa? ¿Qué es lo que tú decías como recomendación? No borrar cuentas antiguas porque entonces va a impactar negativamente en tu reporte de crédito, ¿verdad? Y después viene que haya una variabilidad de créditos en tus reportes, es decir, que tengas muchos tipos diferentes de crédito para que te ayuden a tener un mejor balance. No es tan impactante ya que solo tienes el 10%, pero siempre es bueno darle saber a todos los acreedores que tienes la posibilidad y la responsabilidad, mejor dicho, de que puedes manejar tantos diferentes tipos de crédito, ¿verdad? Tarjetas de crédito, los préstamos por carro, préstamos por vivienda o algún otro tipo de crédito que hayas tenido con alguna otra compañía, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
Y solo para finalizar, el último que creo que es uno de los más importantes al inicio, que es la utilización. No, mejor dicho, que estés corriendo tu crédito para ir a solicitar créditos nuevos, ¿verdad? Nunca es bueno, sobre todo para la metodología en cómo se calcula tu puntaje de crédito, el estar yendo a correr tu crédito tantas veces en un periodo tan corto, ¿verdad? Entonces,
claro, y esto les afecta a muchas personas. Desafortunadamente lo hacen frecuentemente y sin saber los resultados que va a ocasionar en su reporte de crédito.
Y se recomienda bastante de que cuando quieres comenzar a construir un puntaje de crédito positivo, ¿verdad? Es lo más recomendable bajar esa cantidad de corridas de tu crédito, ¿verdad? También entiendo yo, y tú me decías hace bastante, de que uno de los de las buenas formas de ir a solicitar un crédito es ya saber que te lo van a dar, ¿verdad? Irlo a solicitar porque sí te lo van a dar.
No vas a aplicar para ver si te lo dan. Vas a aplicar para que te lo den y tú vas a exigir los términos y condiciones de ese préstamo.
Y ahí,
por eso es importante trabajar en su reporte de crédito. Henry, lo vamos a seguir el otro tema porque tenemos bastantes que seguir. There are two rights as a consumer you have, which there are two companies that helps you to dispute pretty much everything on your credit report. That would be the FCRA and the FDCPA. These are the companies that we used to protect our consumers, our clients. And how do we do it? We actually use them to dispute inaccurate information from their credit report, right? So if you have any inaccuracies on your credit report or unverifiable information, or information is corrected, it needs to be corrected and removed from your credit report. There are a lot of information, Henry, that most of our clients when come in, they don't think that their personal information is inaccurate. But I will say almost 99% of our clients that come to us, they have inaccurate information. That will be the personal information. That's something that it needs to be done. Also, if you want to find out what your credit is showing, basically all your information, you want to make sure you get a copy of your credit report from annualcreditreport.com. Don't forget annualcreditreport.com. You pull up your credit report, you won't get a score unless you pay for it, right? And you get a copy of your credit report and you will find out how is your name on Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax is showing, how your addresses are showing on your credit report, your telephone number, your employers. So all that information needs to be updated accurately. So that will be a process that we all take to dispute inaccurate information. And also, you need to be notified if any type of negative information is showing your credit report and is affecting against you. So those are the things that I like to always ask our clients. It's to update their personal information from all three bureaus by opening an account with Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and they can go and update their personal information there. Okay, Henry? Any comments?
Yo rápido ahora, esta parte me gusta bastante porque prácticamente todas las leyes que pueden proteger al consumidor. Entonces, todo el trabajo que nosotros realizamos se basan en estas leyes, ¿verdad? Yo sé que es un tema bastante largo, es un tema donde podemos abarcar bastante y vamos a intentar hacer otros videos donde solo hablemos de estas leyes y para qué sirven y para qué son, ¿verdad? A veces es importante quizás no aprenderte la ley, pero sí saber cómo funciona para poder nosotros actuar de la mejor manera.
Necesitan saber de que hay leyes que los protegen como consumidores y lo que usted tiene que hacer, accesar su reporte de crédito para obtener la información cómo está en su reporte de crédito y actualizarla. Eso es bien importante. ¿Por qué? Porque el impacto de esta información tiene que ser adecuado. So the impact of inaccurate information, it does really help you to dispute accounts on your credit report. So you have to be really careful. So for example, the FDCPA protects you from abuses of unfair debt collection tactics. So a lot of people, if you have a collection, because they call you every day I mean, they don't leave you alone. I mean, they call in the morning, they call in the evening before 8 or 9 o'clock, and they're constantly harassing you, literally harassing you every day, calling you, making sure that you pick up the phone, and when you do, they threaten you. So remember, if you do have any collections and they're constantly harassing you, you have the rights to request a debt validation of what they're calling you for, right? Before you pay any collections, you want to make sure that the debt is validated first by you, right? So tell all collectors to stop contacting you in writing. This is one of the things that we do for our clients. If they get letters, if they get phone calls, I ask them, give me the information, and we will provide you a letter to those collection companies so they will no longer be contacting you or harassing you anymore. They need to do everything by writing, by mailed, because they need to send you proof and have that. Well, and one of the things that we do is to protect our clients from being harassed for or threats, or lies about their credit or debt that they have. I remembered one of my clients came in because they even sued them, but the lawsuit that they filed, it wasn't actually filed in the court. They just prepared the documents, send it over to them, and then once I was checking all the information from them, they say, hey, I don't find anything here on the website for the court. I said, let's contact them, let's have them validate that. So just so you know, if they're doing something like that with you, you can actually sue them $1,000 for damages or more if they're doing this to you. Okay.
Aquí prácticamente es el ejemplo claro de para qué sirve saber de las leyes, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
A veces estas acreditadores o estas empresas de colección están va de llamar y llamar y llamar, o cualquier otro tipo de acoso para querer que pagues, y no está permitido, ¿verdad? Pero como nosotros no sabemos que las leyes nos pueden proteger, o a veces nos intimidan y nos da miedo, entonces dejamos que pasen este tipo de cosas y podemos a través de la ley eliminar ese tipo de
Claro,
situaciones.
porque la mayoría de personas, Henry, no saben el impacto que la información adecuada significa. So, bien importante actualizar su información de su reporte de crédito. So, this is what we always go through with our clients, right? I tell them, hey, we need to start by updating your personal information. Why is that we need to do that? Even there's one small mistake can cost a lot of major damages. Like, for example, a lot of people don't understand that an address helps a creditor to verify that debt, even if that debt is not yours.
Okay.
For example, somebody add you as a cosigner and you didn't even know. Somebody put you as an authorized user on a credit card, and now they are getting sued. Now they're going to send those documents to your house, and you had nothing to do with this debt. You probably willingly co-signed with someone that didn't make the payments for the car payments, right? And now they did a repo on their card, on the card account. Now they take the car, now they're going after them. So that's why it's important for our clients to update their personal information. And it's because a lot of people do not understand that when you don't do that, you have, even though the experience and Sheet and Equifax say, oh, it doesn't affect you if you have the wrong information, it does, because it helps creditors to associate you with bad debts. So that's why a lot of people, they have some inaccurate information in the credit report that they had no knowledge of whatsoever. So it is important. Why it does that? Because when you don't do this, it lowers your credit score, because somebody else running your credit report, and it gives you something that's called 50 to 100 points. So make sure you do understand that this can actually hurt you. A lot of our clients, especially if you're applying for a home loan, right? If you're applying for a home loan and there's an address in there, and that address attached to an account, and you had never lived in that property, so the underwriter will ask or request for that information about that address. If that address has, and you have a lien against that property or something that you have, they're going to come back and say, sorry, we can't help you because you already are with somebody else on somebody else's debt. Even if it's not on your credit as a debt, but you actually, your name is attached to that address as you are the owner. So we need more explanation for it. So this is very, very important, right? And what's the reason you want to fix your personal information? So you can get the best rates, right? You can get the best of everything. So it's important, okay, Henry?
Prácticamente dice de que toda información debe estar siempre actualizada para que no tengamos ninguna posibilidad de que tengamos
por
errores.
qué tipo de renta.
No, y es bien lógico de que cuando tienes algo negativo, no, mejor dicho, cuando aparece algo negativo en tu reporte de crédito, la única manera de poderlo corroborar y contrarrestar es teniendo tu información bien y decir, si mi información no está correcta con esa cuenta, la tenemos que eliminar o quitarla
even
de
if
ahí.
you have your information inaccurate in your credit report, there are some opportunities that you might lose. For example, rental properties, right? If you want to rent a property and they see that you have so many addresses and you're attached to it, they want to say, hey, your instability to stay in one place for more than a year, I'm not comfortable in renting that property,
Okay.
right? Even with Carlos, who's a broker for a property management company, he tells me, I see the credit report and they have too many addresses and they only live there for 3 months or less than 6 months. I usually don't rent them because they move too fast, right? So I want to have a tenant. He will stay with me for at least a year, right? Or more. For example, some people, they have job offers, right? They may lose job offers because it's showing on their credit report an instability of employers' information. They had listed too many employers on their credit report, and they work for X amount of employers, and of course they want to see your history on it, but why aren't you're only 25 years old and you have 10 employers listed on your credit report? Like, how long were you working with them, right? So it's not important. Even insurance companies, right? They look at that information. All right.
Es bien lógico que siempre tenemos que tener organizado y ser responsables con nuestro reporte de crédito para que sea una carta de presentación hacia los lenders o hacia la gente que renta apartamentos o a compañías para tener un nuevo trabajo, etcétera, ¿verdad? Entonces, por eso es bueno siempre estar actualizando nuestra información en todos los aspectos.
Okay, perfect. Now we're going to talk about disputing negative items. I know that a lot of people wants to know, how do I dispute this account, such as late payments, charge-offs, collections, repos, bankruptcies, and student loan errors. Especially nowadays on May 5th, there's a lot of student loans that went crazy because of the new changes that the government is doing, and how Maximum FICO Score it's able to help you if you have any of this: late payments, charge-off, collections, or repos, bankruptcies, or even student loans. So remember, the impact of inaccurate information does affect your credit report. So that's the reason why we always ask our clients to update their personal information. If you are in the process of fixing your credit, personal information is a must. After you do all that, then we do something which is called opt-out if you have collections or charge-offs, especially those collections that you had no idea how they pop up on your credit report. Even one small mistake, according to my information here, it can damage your credit report, right? So I tell people that this is inaccurate information and it definitely is going to hurt your credit. How much your credit score can be hurt if you have a late payment. Some people will have it anywhere from 15 points, 5 points, up to 50 points for a late payment. So you have to be really careful with late payments, right? You know that you're going to be late on a payment. You know that you don't have the money to pay them and your bill is coming up tomorrow. Hey, pick up the phone, make an arrangement with the creditor, and I'm more than happy they're going to be able to help you. So if you have loans and credit cards denials because of your lenders may deny you because based on your false or negative accounts on your credit report, that's bad, right? So that's the reason why you want to fix your credit before you go to apply. If you want to buy a house, you want to make sure that all your information is fixed. All your creditors, you have the right balances, the right payment, and if you have student loans, make sure that you have those student loans that are active or they are in something what is called deferred program. Make sure they say that or they have a payment on it. So you want to make sure that you have all that information accurate. Why? And we're going to show you how you're going to dispute this information, right? So first, you're going to get a copy of your credit report. Once you get a copy of your credit report, you're going to identify what's on your credit that you know that is inaccurate. So you're going to dispute and file dispute with the amounts that are reporting, the payment that is reporting in your credit report, the date it was open, or the date that it was closed, or the account is closed, but it has a balance or a past due balance. Things like that you need to look at on the date. Very, very important. A lot of people, they have different dates on Experience, TransUnion, and Equifax, and that's inaccurate. So you need to file a dispute, because everything has to match on all three bureaus.
Okay.
The amount, balances, date, closing date, start date, all that needs to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to contact Experience, TransUnion, and Equifax in writing or online, and you're gonna include a letter of explanation and what's wrong with the accounts that you have. You need to also put something we call supporting documents, like you know that you have your statements, and you saw on the statement that you made a payment, but there is not showing on the statement for whatever reason, or you have a late payment or something. So you need to make sure that you have that information. Okay, está bien. All right. So also you need to request a deletion or correction on that debt. It is very, very important that when you are working to fix your credit report, you want to make sure that you request something what is called a deletion or a correction letter on that debt. So when you are getting a copy of your credit report, you want to make sure that you identify the mistakes that is shown in your credit report, and you want to request for them to fix it. And you have to do it in writing. And the reason why you want to do it in writing, simple, because you want to document everything that you are requesting for Experience, TransUnion, and Equifax, for them to fix that information from you. Addition to that, you all can also contact your creditor directly. Let them know that there is inaccurate information showing your credit report, and you need that information to be fixed. Unfortunately, if you call them, you may not be able to speak to the right person or the right department. That's why it's important you get a copy of your bill. On the back of your bill or in the front of your bill, up or left hand right side, you're gonna find your creditor's information and the account number. So you want to put a letter together for them and let them know exactly the issues that you're having or information that is reporting inaccurate in your credit report, and you want them to send you a letter back as a request that you're doing, right? So how long would that investigation will take? Usually 30 to 45 days. So you want to make sure that you follow through the process 30 to 45 days. Once the account is verified, or once they say yes, it's our mistake, and they're going to update that information from all three bureaus, which is Experience, TransUnion, and Equifax. Then if you have not heard anything from them, you can write a follow-up letter, right? If they fix it or verified, you want to make sure that you do a follow-up letter, making sure that it's showing on your credit report with Experience, TransUnion, and Equifax, and you have the right to escalate or take legal action if they don't do what you're asking them to do. That's why it is extremely important for you to have everything in writing. So you want to document everything when you're talking to your creditors or lenders regarding about your account, that they're showing inaccurate information. Okay, Henry?
Creo que eso es bastante importante lo que acabas de transmitirnos, porque uno de los primeros pasos nos habla de que lo podemos hacer nosotros mismos, claro, ¿verdad?
Claro.
Podemos entrar a la página de Annual Credit Report, conseguir una copia y comenzar ahí a trabajar. A veces es complicado, pero leyéndolo y tomando nuestro tiempo podemos llegar a realizarlo. O si no, se pueden acercar a nosotros, acercar a una compañía también que haga reparación de crédito y poder ser un poco más rápido. Y sobre todo lo que tú dices de que siempre se debe de corroborar. Una vez ya tengas tu copia, vas a poder corroborar si de verdad hay algún error, y ese error usarlo de punto de partida para comenzar a disputar ciertas situaciones. Y sobre todo lo que tú dices y lo que veníamos hablando, si nosotros sabemos bien la ley y sabemos cómo funciona, podemos llegar a tener cierta formalidad para disputar y enmendar errores.
Te
¿verdad?
ayuda mucho más cuando tú sabes exactamente qué es lo que tú estás pidiendo que se arregle, ¿verdad? Una de las cosas bien importantes que la mayoría probablemente, si esta información toda es gratuita, tú realmente puedes agarrar tu copia de tu reporte de crédito. Tú puedes agarrar toda la información para poder hacerlo o crear las cartas para que tú puedas darle seguimiento a las cuentas y puedas tú hacerlo de una manera constructiva, ¿verdad? Ser paciente durante el proceso, porque es lo que pasa durante este tipo de transacciones o este tipo de procesos, que la mayoría de gente pierde la calma y ellos continúan, que pues quieren los resultados rápidos o ellos no me están contestando, mejor voy a cuitear, y a veces eso le afecta a la mayoría de personas. ¿Por qué? Porque no tienen la paciencia o no tienen la consistencia para poder seguir. Una de las cosas que nosotros hacemos cuando me llaman mis clientes, me están llamando 2 o 3 veces por semana, oye, ¿cómo está todo? ¿Cómo está todo? ¿Cómo está? Hoy le digo yo, mira, el proceso trabaja de esta manera y tratamos la manera de explicarles de que una reparación de crédito toma meses, no días, meses. Sí, en 30 días, 60 días, 90 días hay resultados, pero posiblemente no los resultados que tú realmente quieres en el proceso. Y vamos a hablar de eso porque saqué unos ejemplos también acerca de eso. Pero antes de eso, Henry, dime.
Y solo para finalizar, lo que tú dices, y aquí mismo lo expresas, como hay una investigación de 30 días, entonces siempre hay que hacer una pausa, esperar cuál es la respuesta de los buró o de la compañía y así poder continuar, ¿verdad? Y eso es lo que va a tomar tiempo a la hora de querer reparar nuestro reporte de crédito. Al final, de igual manera, lo que tú decías es que siempre se pueden tomar acciones a través de la ley para podernos ayudar a reparar este puntaje y el reporte de crédito a la vez.
Okay, so now you did what I asked you to do, which is update your personal information, right, with all 3 bureaus. It's already done. They already sent you the email letting you know, congratulations, we have updated your credit profile with our company. Right, you already done that. You already did the disputing, which is you dispute your late payments, you dispute collections, you dispute a charge-off or a repo, whatever you disputed, or even a student loan, and they came back as verified or they remove it from your credit report. But your credit score is still not going up. It's still not going up. So I'm going to give you the steps that you're going to find out or what you're going to do, right?
Okay.
Before you need to find out what is called rebuilding your credit. You need to understand that by removing inaccurate information on your credit report, your FICO score may not go up the way that you wished it will go up, right? They already did a damage on your credit report, so now they removed it. That doesn't mean your credit score is going to shoot up 100 points. It really doesn't mean a whole lot of that. Why? Because you don't have a lot of open or positive accounts on your credit report. So if you don't have a lot of accounts, I'm talking about more than 3 or 5 accounts opened, and they're positive on your credit report, I'm going to give you the steps to rebuild your credit, and this is how you're going to do it. Number 1, you're going to purchase a secure credit card or a credit card builder or a credit card loan. This is so important because your bank has access to give you a secure credit card or a secure builder loan. Make sure you ask your credit union or your bank account, whoever who holds a bank account with you. When you go back to the bank and tell them, hey, I am in the process of rebuilding my credit. Do you have a secure credit card that I can purchase? And they oftentimes they will tell you, yes, we do. Then you put $200, $300, up to $500 deposit on that credit card. Remember, it's a deposit. It's not a cost. It's a deposit. They will, however, charge you on a yearly basis and on the monthly basis for them to report to the bureaus, Experience Union Equifax. Also, if you're renting, you need to report that rent, and so they can increase your credit score. You need to contact rent reporters, and there's a lot of companies that you can use. They charge you anywhere from $8 to $12 to report to the bureaus, Experience Union Equifax. Another one, please stop running your credit report. please, please, please stop running your credit report. Remember, you're rebuilding your credit. So you don't want to be running your credit report. So you also want to request, if any bank or any credit company that run your credit report without your authorization, you need to ask them to remove those hard inquiries on your credit report. And you also need to start working on your credit utilization. We talk about, Henry and I, we talk about your credit utilization can only be 10 to 30%, not more than 30% if you're looking for a good credit. If you're not in the process of utilizing your credit report, yes, of course, you go ahead and use it up to 50% or even more. But the reason why we don't advise you to keep high balances in your credit report, one, because you're paying interest on it. Second, the chances for you to be late on those credit cards, it's higher, right? And if you lose your job or you have some financial challenges, it's going to be hard for you to get back, right? So now we want to show you something, what is called rebuilding your credit. So number one, secure credit cards. Number two, report your rent. And number three, remove inquiries on your credit report and manage utilizations. Okay, Henry, that's a really good information that I gave you, that I give my clients, and this is how we are able to increase the credit score.
No, y lo importante aquí, que es otro tema muy importante, ¿verdad? No solo es reparar o eliminar cosas, sino que ahora construir nuestro reporte de crédito, ¿verdad? Correcto. Y todo ese tipo de tips nos van a ayudar para poderlo ir reparando. Entonces es bastante importante comenzar a tomar en cuenta esto, crear otro video, ¿verdad? Aparte ya solo sobre esto, porque es toda una clase, se puede crear toda una clase de todo, de cómo es que irlo a conseguir, de cómo solicitarlo, de para qué sirven y cómo usar y cómo no usar, ¿verdad? Y eso nos va a ayudar a mejorar nuestro reporte de crédito, ¿verdad?
Okay, so and also part of what we're talking about, it's you're rebuilding your credit, right? So you can start with positive accounts. Remember that you're not ever going to have a 700 FICO score, not to mention 750 or 800 FICO score, if you don't have positive accounts in your credit report. So that's why you need to purchase secure credit cards for beginners, like if you are rebuilding your credit or you had no credit at all. Right, so we're going to talk about that, right? Also, your credit builder loans, small loans, please don't go and get in debt because you want an account opened. I see some people tell me, oh yeah, well, I didn't have any credit, so I went with this dealership and they sold me a car for $50,000 and my payment is at $900. And I'm like, well, you didn't have credit. That means your interest on that car will be no less than 12%, or even 20%. So you're paying way too much. So you shouldn't have done that. You should have worked on your credit, get a $300 credit card or a secure card, better, that will help you to build your credit much faster. Okay, so another thing that you need to do also, it's authorized user accounts. We do talk about that all the time. If you don't have positive accounts, if you already need to rebuild your credit fast, ask someone who you trust and they trust you as well to add you as an authorized user. Some credit specialists, some companies may say that they don't work. Yes, they don't work only if that account that they're going to add you to it has a late payment, a high balances, and the account would just open in less than 12 months. So you want to ask someone who can add you as an authorized user only if the account has no late payments, very low balance, I'm talking about 10%, maybe 30%, and the account is open for more than a year. That's the only way you're going to have someone to add you as an authorized user. Yes, there's a trick to it. You need to make sure that you talk to the person, whoever is going to add you, and making sure that that person doesn't have any late payments, has a low balance on the credit card, and they open the account for more than 3 years. And keep an eye on the account. Make sure that they don't ever make a late payment, as this will hurt your credit as well. All right, Henry?
Sí, eso es lo bueno de que como al principio teníamos cuentas negativas, ahora que ya las hemos eliminado necesitamos tener cuentas positivas. Que comiencen a sumar en nuestro reporte de crédito. Y esas serían lo que dijiste de tarjeta de crédito de seguridad, préstamos de seguridad también y autorizaciones en cuentas positivas de alguna otra persona, ¿verdad?
Okay, so we are in the process of rebuilding your credit, right? We already opened 1 or 2, maybe 3 accounts. Now they're open, they're reporting my credit's going up, right? But now the second step will be to lower your credit utilizations. We talk about this at the beginning of our conversation, Henry, and we keep on talking that you need to keep your credit utilization less than 10%. I know a lot of people say less than 30%. Hey, it's good, but it's better if you have it less than 10%. Why? Because under 10% is the ideal, the best it's going to get, which is your credit score higher. And number 2, pay down credit cards aggressively or ask for credit limit increased. This is another trick, right? You have a $500 or $1,000 or maybe $3,000 credit limit on a credit card. Let's say you have $1,000 credit limit, but you owe $500 on it. That means you're using 50% the credit utilizations, and you had this account open for more than 6 months or even a year, right? So what you're gonna do, you're gonna pay down the $500. Let's say you paid $200. Now you owe only 30% on it, and right after you paid and you wait few days. After a few days, they're going to record that they received the payment. They're going to send you that they updated your personal account on it. And now what is going to happen is that you're going to call your creditor and you're going to say, hey, my name is Isaac. I just paid down my credit card. And I wanted to ask you a favor. If you could please increase my limit. And how much do you need? You want to tell them $10,000. They may not give you the $10,000, but for sure they can give you at least $2,000 or $3,000 limit on it. Now, if you owe $300 and your limit went up to $3,000, now you owe very little on it, which is like 3% on it, right? Or 10%. So that's what you really want. That's another very tip, right? That we want to ask our clients, okay? Okay, Henry? So credit utilization, it's important.
No, y aquí lo más importante es buscar ese tip, ¿verdad? Que vayamos a solicitar un aumento de nuestro límite de crédito para que ahora baje nuestra utilización. Lo que es importante aquí es que si nos aumentan el límite de crédito, no usarlo inmediatamente, ¿verdad?
Correcto.
Sino que dejar ese espacio de tiempo para que la utilización baje y nos dé comenzar puntos positivos en nuestro reporte de crédito, ¿verdad?
Correcto. Okay, so number 3. This is number 3. Remove negative items. Dispute collections, right? So if you have collections that you have not verified, they have not verified, dispute them, right? If you have any charge-off accounts, dispute them. If you have late payments that you know that under the FCRA or the FDCPA laws, you know that you didn't make late payments on it. Dispute them. Contact your creditor. Make sure you understand that you have the right to dispute that information. Also, we do ask for you to work with somebody professionally if you need this thing done correctly in the timely manners. That doesn't mean that you cannot do it yourself. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But we do ask you to please be patient through the process because it does take time. Even if you're doing it or even if you're not doing it. So you need to make sure that that you can hire somebody like us, Maximum FICO Score, to better help you to understand that legal removal on your credit report inaccuracies, it's legal. It's important that you need to understand that, right? And you had the right time to do that. And number 4, Henry, before I give you the mic once again, make payments on time. This is going to be very shortly, right?
Okay.
And the reason why we always ask you if you're in the process of rebuilding your credit, and if you're not rebuilding your credit, please don't ever make late payments, as this will hurt your credit in a big way. So you never miss the due date. And the best way to do that is that you're going to link your bank account to your creditors so they can at least get paid on the minimum payment. My payment history for more than I would say 14 years has been perfect, 100%. 100%. And that's the reason why my score it's 800. or plus.
Okay.
So that's the reason why it's a major rule. Don't be late on your payments. Okay, Henry?
Sí, me parece lo importante del 3 es el tema de las leyes, ¿verdad? Vamos a enfocarnos bastante más adelante en crear videos acerca de las leyes, poderlas entender de una manera sencilla, porque ese es el objetivo, comenzarlas a entender fácilmente y que comencemos a comprender que a través de la ley podemos disputar las cuestiones negativas, ¿verdad? Y después el pago a tiempo. Lo que me parece importante es lo que tú dices. Yo antes no confiaba en el tema de poner los pagos automáticos, pero tienes razón en el hecho de que va a haber un momento donde se te va a olvidar o se te va a pasar o vas a estar muy ocupado, y entonces es bueno tener esos pagos automáticos activados, ¿verdad?
Sí, definitivamente. Okay, so number 5, diversify your credit mix. A lot of people misunderstand that. What does the credit mix means? It's a combination of installment loans, credit cards, auto loans, things like it's helping you to build your credit because you have a different type of loans. You're able to hold a car loan. You're able to hold a mortgage payment. You're able to hold a store credit card, right? So revolving accounts does help your credit, and you need to have a credit mix. So this is very important. One of the things that we do ask our clients that I know you're okay to open credit cards, but do not open too many credit cards accounts at once. This is actually going to hurt your credit badly. So do it maybe once or twice or maybe 3 times a year. So don't go crazy and open more than 3 accounts in 1 year, unless you need to, but please don't do it just because you want to save a buck or two. Don't do it. Okay, and also protect the progress, right? I know that we talk about this before. I know that we always tell our clients is, hey, monitor your credit monthly. We do have companies like Identity IQ, Credit Hero Score. There are some smart credit, or there are a lot of credit companies that can help you monitor your credit. And the reason why you need these companies to help you to monitor your credit, because you don't know who has your information and you don't know who's running your information without your authorizations. And these companies will help you to stop them. And what do you need to do? It's one thing. It's to identify theft protection. So a lot of people, they had the identity theft. They had identity theft in their credit. Jose had one. He was barely like 19 years old. I mean, he had, good credit, but he didn't know that someone else was using his information at 19 years old. I had my identity stolen when I was like 18 too, so, and it's not a very gratifying moment or, times, because you have to go to court, you have to go to the IRS, you have to go, explain other people that, no, that's not you, but this is me. And they don't believe you because you might be stealing that information. So it sucks because it's a whole process that you have to go through, and that's not easy. So that's why I always tell people, protect your progress and protect your identity, and you can hire a monitoring company to help you to do that. Okay, Henry?
Sí, me parece que cabal esos 2 últimos pasos son importantes en el tema de la diversidad de créditos y cuentas, y ahí nada más en lo que estás hablando es tu responsabilidad, ¿verdad? Cómo sos de responsable para poder manejar diferentes cuentas. Y en el último es importante proteger. Si ya te ha costado mucho trabajo hacer todo esto, entonces tiene bastante razón de ser el proteger este progreso para poder seguir caminando adelante bien, ¿verdad?
So addition to what we're talking about, protecting also your credit, right? So identity theft protections, remember that most of these companies, they offer you like $1 million coverage. So if anything happened, they can actually pay for it. So and they have ongoing 24/7 access to your account, making sure that nobody is hurting your credit. But you're also going to do something what's called opting out with SAT bureaus. This is when you do it when we do the personal information from our clients. We opt out their personal information from all SAT bureaus. This is so important. We also help you to monitor services ongoing support. So protecting your credit don't just build it, but defend it. That's a very good advice. Don't just build it, but defend it, right? So once you have worked to improve your credit, and all the steps that we talk about today, right? Identity theft, careless mistakes that you had done in the past before, everything that you have built together right now. Now we need to put this into perspective, and I'm going to tell you something. That now that you do have good credit, you know it wasn't easy to rebuild your credit. Please align all your credit card companies with your bank account. Make sure that you do have a list of who you owe money to, and link your bank accounts to it, so and keep the minimum payments on the bank, so they can automatically make those payments on time. So you need to check your credit report regularly for errors or suspicious activities, because it does happen. I have clients that call me, matter of fact today, after almost 4 years, hey, I have someone that called me today regarding my account, but I don't know if that credit card company that called me was actually looking for me, but they actually just mentioned my name, but it's different last name. What can I do? Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so you're a client of ours? They said, no, not anymore. I was your client about 3-4 years ago. What's your name? All right, perfect. So I looked it up. Oh yeah, I have your information. And they're like, no, yeah. So what we need to do, get a copy of your credit report, review it, and make sure that everything is going to be accurate on your credit report. If anybody's using your information, it will be showing on your credit report. Okay? So now that you have done all this,
José, la ventana está pegando el sol. Por favor.
Now that you have done all this information, now you have disputed accounts, purchased secure cards, you have removed late payments from your credit report, you have done everything right now, right? So now what you need to do, after you link all your bank accounts with all the creditors that you have in your credit report, one of the things that you need to do and you have to do is that you have to freeze or lack your credit. Freeze or lack your credit, because you can do it with Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and you already created an account with them, right? So you go there and you lock your credit, and you're gonna opt out from all the SAT bureaus or